Over the past few days, I have been playing through Spider-Man 2. I am thoroughly enjoying the game and will be releasing a review of it soon. However, when I start up a new game, I never know which difficulty is best for me, as each game is different. I thought it would be cool to go through each difficulty in order to help understand the differences between each one. The first difficulty in Spider-Man 2 is the Friendly Neighbourhood difficulty, which reminds me a lot of the story difficulty in Hogwarts Legacy. This is because it is impossible to be killed in any fight on this difficulty. As a result, AI damage means very little. The game also gives you a lot of time during the time-sensitive sequences, meaning you don't have to stress too much about hitting the button as quickly as possible when you are prompted to do so. Due to these factors, the Friendly Neighbourhood difficulty is for anyone more interested in the story itself than actual gameplay. It is for someone who wants to immerse themselves in the world but perhaps does not want to stress about the fights. The difficulty is there for anyone wanting a stress-free playthrough. The next difficulty in Spider-Man 2 is the Friendly difficulty. The biggest change here is that you can now be killed during fights, so you will need to be more switched on when playing through the game. I checked to see how many hits it would take before you were knocked out. It took an estimated 7 to 8 hits, but bear in mind that this is early on in the game and it is against base enemies. Apart from this, there is not much difference between the first two difficulties. As a result, this difficulty is perfect for those who are relatively new to games, but who would like to get a more action-packed experience than what you would get in the Friendly Neighbourhood difficulty. It is for people who want to experience the action, but perhaps find it difficult to react in time during the fight scenes. Or it is for people who want a casual experience. Perhaps you work and only have time to play for short periods of time. This difficulty might be the best one for you. Now we arrive at the default difficulty of Spider-Man 2, named the Amazing difficulty. If you are someone who plays games often, this might be the best starting point for you. It is by far the most balanced difficulty. AI health and damage is slightly increased, meaning that fights will be more challenging. However, you will not become frustrated. You are also more likely to fight against larger groups of enemies, so this is something to keep in mind. During stealth missions, the AI is more aware of you, so you will have to be sneakier when approaching these sections. I once again looked at how many hits it would take before you get knocked out, with the number being at around 5 to 6. But once again, bear in mind that this is early on in the game and it is against base enemies. As this is the default setting, this is the one Insomniac felt was best for most players. So I would recommend it to anyone who has a reasonable amount of gaming experience. Or for anyone new to gaming, this is the best difficulty if you would like a bit of a challenge. We now arrive at the last default difficulty in Spider-Man 2, named Spectacular. Straight off the bat, AI damage and health is greatly increased, meaning you will have to keep your wits about you when fighting. It is very easy, especially earlier on, to be killed a number of times, and this can become frustrating quite quickly. I tried my best to get an accurate estimate of how many hits it would take until you have to restart. It took 4 hits, but bear in mind that this is early on in the game. If you are someone who is used to playing this type of combat, then I do not believe you will have much issue playing on this difficulty. The combat also becomes much easier in the latter part of the game, once you have added new upgrades. The AI is also more aware of you during stealth sections, so this is something to keep in mind, especially if you are not a big fan of stealth sections. For some players, this difficulty may feel the most balanced, as it hits that sweet spot between challenging and enjoyable. The difficulty is also good for those who have already finished the game once on a lower difficulty and are now looking for more of a challenge on their second playthrough. There is one more difficulty to talk about, and that is the Ultimate difficulty. I should start off by saying that you cannot play in this difficulty until you have completed the game on one of the other 4 difficulties. This difficulty, as the name suggests, is the ultimate challenge, and players will have to have good reaction speeds. Once again, the AI strength and health is greatly increased, meaning that each fight will last way longer. This difficulty will be more time consuming than any of the others. During combat, the AI will be much more aggressive, attacking you at a higher rate. This means that you will need to react quickly. As a result, I would not recommend it to anyone who has had problems facing combat on the lower difficulties. Thank you so much for watching the video. I really do hope it helps some of you watching to pick the right difficulty for you. I often spend a while trying to figure out which one is best for me, so I hope this video might help give you more clarity. If there are any other differences you have found, please let me know in the comment section below. If not, let me know how you are finding Spider-Man 2. Thanks for watching.